Welcome back to another video. My name is Kyle, and I suck at budgeting. Here we are, the end of another month. It's the end of October. We're getting ready for the month of November. October was a better month than September in terms of spending. I did overspend a little bit on some stuff, but we'll talk about why when we get to it. Um, but I'm coming close to a milestone, and I was hoping that you guys could help me out a little bit. I am quickly approaching 200 subscribers, and if you could help me get over that hump, I'd appreciate it. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. If you are subscribed, share this with someone that you think might benefit from this. We do budgeting videos a couple times a month. It's usually on the 10th or 11th, and then at the end of the month like this. And I just walk through my finances and just, kind of explain where my head is. We do some, mental health type thing. I did a mental health video a couple weeks ago about where my brain is at and what I'm trying to achieve and how it impacts my finances. So yeah, that's where we're at. If you could help me out with getting over that hump, I would greatly appreciate it. Um, so let's hop into YNAB. That stands for You Need a Budget if you're new here. And yeah, let's talk about some stuff that's happened and something that I learned actually. So um, I learned that you can. So let's backtrack just a little bit. A couple weeks ago, months ago now, actually. Um, I was doing a video about the things I wanted to see YNAB add as features. And one of the things that I wanted to add was the ability to snooze multiple categories. And lo and behold, you can do that. I had no idea that you could do that. Um, but you can. So you'll see I have a whole bunch of snooze categories here. So if you select them, you can do them either by you can do them all if you want. But if you just, check the ones that you want to snooze, you'll notice that there's no snooze little thing over here. But if you use the keyboard shortcut, which is Shift Z, you'll see that it toggles it from unsnoozed to snoozed. So it's pretty cool. Just make sure that you're in the current month. I was testing this before, and I went, why isn't it working? Because I was in the month of November. Dope. This is why I say I suck at budgeting. You all say that I'm getting better at this. No. You see what I just did? I learned something because I'm bad at this. So, all right. So at the end of every month, what I do is I go through all of my categories and I look for available money. And I move all that available money into my month ahead category here. Then we take a little snapshot of that in a spreadsheet just to see how we're going towards that month ahead. Which is actually not really a huge priority at the moment. The main priority right now is paying off my Jeep. And then we see where we're going towards next month. So that's what we're going to do. This mortgage extra payment is money that's going to stay here. For those that are new and have not been following, I have moved my mortgage payment to bi-weekly as opposed to monthly. And the reason I did that was because it saves you, what is it, 2 payments a year, maybe, and it shortens up your mortgage. So this shortened up my mortgage by about 4 years, just by doing this. Doesn't really change a whole bunch, but what it does is every couple months you will have essentially a third mortgage payment. Instead of having 2 a month, you'd have a third one, and this mortgage extra helps me plan for that third one. So my next one comes up it's either December or January. So we're in pretty good shape. I need to hit 600 and something bucks. So we got $450. So in the next month or so, we'll hit it and we'll be fine. So this money is okay to stay here. So this is my month ahead. We're going to leave it there. You'll see I've already robbed some of these categories because I did have some overspending. So like I pulled out, we had like $7 extra in water and we had a penny in insurance. Ooh. And gas. I pulled out gas already. So I did go over on my groceries. So I've been working from home since the early part of October. And because of that, I brought more food into the house because I'm here more. So I threw a couple extra bucks at the grocery budget. But you'll see that I have some eating out stuff here. So I'm going to move all of this into month ahead. Oop. And that's going to go into here. Okay. And then we're just going to keep going down. Dog vet's going to stay there. Backup debit's going to stay here. Here's the emergency fund. The emergency fund's taking a bit of a hit. So I got my Jeep fixed. I was in an accident, if you're new. So I was in an accident, got the Jeep fixed, had to pay the deductible out. So I'm waiting for that deductible to come back into my emergency fund. So that is what's going on there. And then we're going to go right down the list. I don't think there's anything else. Nope. We're all good there. So the next thing I do is I take my month ahead and I move all of this money into ready to assign. So let's do that. Actually, before we do that, let's hop over into my spreadsheet. So 265495. Here's one of my ugly spreadsheets. Let's go to month ahead and let's paste that in there. So the good news is, well, who knows? Yeah, I mean the good news is we've increased a little bit. No, we haven't. Sorry, we've gone down. So we were short $2,000. We're now short $2,200 a month ahead. So this is kind of the trend where it's, we used to be in the green quite a bit and actually moving towards it. We're actually moving away from it now a little bit, which it's okay. I'd rather get the Jeep paid off before moving forward towards month ahead. So, and the Jeep will be paid off right around this, the July 2025. So I've got about 9 more payments left, which we'll talk about when we get to the actual budgeting part of this. So, yeah. There we go. Okay, sorry. I was looking at the microphone input and it was showing me no input, and there is an input. So, okay, sorry. Brain going batty. All right. So, the important thing for me is I move the this money in the month before the month that I'm actually assigned to, just so I don't have the history of that in the next month. It just makes my brain function better. So we're going to move all this to ready to assign. So all of that is now ready to assign, and we can move over to the month of November. So here we are in November. The first thing I do, and this is something that you should always do before you close out a month, make sure there's no overspent categories. That is the first thing you should always do when you look at YNAB. Always look at your overspent categories. Now, it looks like I have an overspent category, but I don't actually have an overspent category. So I say this every month, but this is my mortgage. The way I have this set up is that I have 2 scheduled transactions for the mortgage payment that gets pulled out. So it looks like I'm overspent, but I'm really not, because the payments don't come out for a couple of weeks. But it just lets me know, it gives me a good visual representation of what I need in there if it's a 3 payment month or only a 2 payment month. So this is only a 2 payment month. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through, we'll go through like we always do and start allocating some of this money. So the first thing that needs to get pulled is my Jeep. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try something different this month. I created this this category view of stuff that I wanted to kind of focus on the first paycheck of the month. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go to the Jeep. 40875 cell phone. Cell phone needs to change because I have increased my cell phone plan to include my Apple Watch. So instead of $25, it is going to be $35. So 35 there. I don't remember if this is the month that this gets changed. I think it might be. So I'm on that balance billing nonsense for my electric. It's been all over the place. I was up to $200 at one point, then it dropped down to $65. Now I'm at $75. So let's throw $75 in there. I'm not sure this is the month that $75 is going to get pulled, but an extra $10 there is not going to kill me. Water, $65 is fine. It's a little bit, probably going to be too much, but that's fine. Internet, $61.31. Insurance, $131.64. Mortgage, I'm going to leave for a second. We're going to come back to mortgage. We're going to do half of the groceries. We're going to do half of eating out. And then we're going to do half of gas, dog food. Oh, I should have checked the total because it just pulled today. Or it's going to pull tomorrow. I think it's 130. We'll do 142.96. I think that's with tax. I don't remember. I'll adjust that if I have to later. And then emergency fund, 280. 230, I think. So yeah, we've got $842 left to do stuff with. So I think we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the all view, and I'm just gonna look around. I need another 98.78 for the extra payment. We might throw that in there for that. What else could we do with this? So some of you know from my last video, I was looking to get into doing some hiking stuff. I was going to buy a bag to do that. I have not bought the bag yet. I might throw some money towards that bag. I don't know yet. What I do want to do is I want to go through and snooze some of these things using that cool little thing that I just discovered. So we're going to hit this button and do Shift Z. Oh no, we can't do that. I learned this. This is what I learned before. You cannot snooze a category if it's not in the current month. So it makes sense. So we can't snooze these yet. We can snooze them tomorrow because tomorrow will be November 1st. But we cannot snooze them now. So yeah, I've got $800 and something left. Where are we going to put that? Do I still have my hiking category? I think I do. Close that. Let's close that. Let's close that. And there we go. Hiking and photography. So these are two categories that I'm looking to get into doing a little bit more with, hiking and photography. So in another lifetime, I did wedding photography and I've done some nature photography. The nature stuff never really made it, but I've shot a fair amount of weddings. But I'm looking to get back into doing some like nature photography and also astrophotography, which is really kind of cool. And need some gear for that. So I might throw some money at those two categories. Because I think we're in decent shape at the moment. Yeah. Let's throw $100 into photography and $100 at hiking. Which gives me $642.99, which will cover the first mortgage payment of the month, which I can't remember what that is. $653.61. So let's go back to here. And $653.61 there. And that puts me over by $10. Where are we going to pull that from? Let's pull it from hiking. Okay. That looks good. All right. I think that's good. Yeah, that looks good. So, what's next? We need to do our goals. So we're going to take this and copy it into here. This is another thing I do every month. I move my goals from each month over. So right now, priority number 1 is pay off the Jeep, which we are doing really well on right now. So here is the payoff simulator. You'll see that there is quite a turn in the forecast for paying this off. So currently, at the current rate, we're looking at September 2027, but that does not include the extra $1,200 I am throwing at it, which will get me paid off in July of 2025. So I think that leaves me 9 payments left. I think that's what I figured out. So this is going really well. So that is, we're in really good shape there. Oh, I did it again. I didn't. There we go. I always forget to hit the OK button. So priority number 2 is me. So you remember that I would just put some stuff in the photography category and the hiking category. So number 2, good shape. What are we going to buy? So I mentioned the bag for the hiking stuff. What do I need for photography? So nothing yet, but I think what's going to end up happening if I get into this astrophotography thing, what I need is a star tracker. And what that does, it's really cool. So your camera sits on a tripod. Let's go big screen because I'm going to talk for a second. So your camera sits on a tripod, right? Well, this star tracker will actually sit on top of the tripod, and the camera will then sit on this little gadget called a star tracker. And what happens is, as you take these pictures of the stars, you need to have the shutter of the camera open for a long period of time. And during that period of time, the Earth moves. So what this star tracker will do is it will move at a fixed rate to compensate for the movement of the Earth, so that your stars and your planet, whatever you're photographing, will stay in focus. Otherwise, you'll get like a trail. So do I need this right away? No, but it's like almost $500. So if I start socking away some money by the time I'm ready for it, I think we'll be in good shape. So that's what's coming up for that. So I'm pretty excited about it. Month ahead, we did that, taken care of. Increased Roth. Let's talk about Roth contribution for a sec. So first off, with the Roth contribution, that is going to change once the Jeep is paid off. So not for another couple months. I will increase my Roth contribution at work to take a bunch of that $1,200 that I am currently putting into the Jeep. So that's first. The next thing that I'm doing, for those that have, been around for a while, that I've used a company that is kind of, not favorable in this community. It starts with an E and ends with Dwyer Jones. I have started the transfer to move my stuff, roll that over into a Vanguard account. So hopefully by next week I'll have that complete, and then we can start doing some different stuff with that. So after that, the emergency fund will finally be complete, and then we'll start focusing on paying off the house. So that's where we're at. I mean, I think, we're in good shape. The nice thing is that we're heading into the November, December, January, February, March timeframe, where for me anyway, the spending starts to go down. The extra stuff, things. I mean, obviously Christmas and stuff is in there too, but which I have not budgeted anything for, but I make most of my stuff for my family. So I've got ideas for that already. So we'll see how that pans out. But that's it for this week. Kind of a longer rambling one this week, much longer than I thought it was going to be. So thanks for sticking around. Remember, I'm trying to get over 200 subscribers. If you wouldn't mind helping me with that, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll have a paycheck coming in about 2 weeks, and we'll do another video then. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.